America is back.
Joe Biden spent a lifetime in American politics. Born in Scranton, Pennsylvania, he was the first of 4 siblings in an Irish Catholic family. When he was 10, his family moved to Delaware, where he would spend much of his life. After graduating from law school at Syracuse University, he then ran a successful campaign for the U.S. Senate in Delaware in 1972. But just after winning that election, tragedy struck. His wife and 1-year-old daughter were killed in a car accident. He considered resigning from the Senate, but ultimately stayed, and later married his second wife, Jill, in 1977. During a first run for president in 1988, a plagiarism scandal rocked his campaign. He was caught lifting passages from speeches, and he ultimately lost. He ran again for president in 2008. He lost the Democratic primary, but Barack Obama asked him to serve as his vice president. During their 2 terms, Obama said he consulted Biden on every major decision. Many thought Biden would run for president in 2016, but again, tragedy struck when his son Beau died of brain cancer a year earlier at the age of 46. In 2020, Biden would finally get his shot at the top job, positioning himself in contrast against Donald Trump and expressing empathy for voters, appealing to the working class and calling for unity from across the political spectrum.
I pledge to be a president who seeks not to divide, but unify, who doesn't see red states and blue states, only sees the United States. So help me God.
As president, he inherited a deeply divided nation following Donald Trump's refusal to accept the election results and the January 6th attacks on the U.S. Capitol. It was also a nation in the throes of the coronavirus pandemic. Biden expanded existing vaccination programs, putting his weight behind a $1.9 trillion stimulus bill to help the country bounce back, while rebuilding the country's failing infrastructure and raising corporate taxes.
It is passed.
Fulfilling a promise to end America's longest war by the 20th anniversary of the September 11th attacks, Biden faced criticism from both sides of the aisle for what would be, by his own admission, a messy withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan. Then in 2022, the U.S. midterm elections would bring mixed results for Democrats as they ceded control of the House of Representatives to Republicans and barely held on to the Senate.
Morning, Mr. President.
Stalled on the home front, Biden would push a 2-prong approach to foreign policy, strengthening U.S. alliances, which suffered during the Trump years, and supporting Ukraine as it suffered from Russian attacks. At 81 years old and already the oldest person to hold the office, Biden decided to run for re-election in 2024 for another matchup against Donald Trump. He did so in spite of concerns about his age and a debate performance that left many questioning his mental acuity. Even with some fellow Democrats calling on him to step aside, Biden insisted he was the best person to keep Trump from taking back the White House.